Welcome to this Yin Yoga class, which is going to release tension you may have in the lower back. I would like to start with using a blanket or a tight roll and then open it and make a roll out of the blanket. It can be really tight or maybe a little bit loose depending on how it is going to feel for you. Then roll yourself on your back and lift up the hips just a little bit so you can put that roll underneath your SI joint, underneath the hip bones, and lift up your feet to feel if the blanket is really feeling okay where it is. And then you can extend your legs up in the air, swaying a little bit from side to side to massage the fascia in this area, which can be very dry and tense. Yeah, and maybe you want to include the glutes, lowering the legs to the sides, and it can be very tense as well. So it can be super nice to massage that area too. And take your legs back up to center and extending that left leg, bending the right and pull that right knee in to the side body. Really sinking into the roll. And let's change, pulling in that left knee, extending the right leg, breathing into the lower belly. And take both legs in, lifting up the shoulders, knees to the nose, nose to the knee, and release again. Lifting up the hips a bit so you can remove the roll from underneath you and take a moment here to feel how your back is feeling now, maybe dropping the knees in. And then roll yourself up to seated, or via the side body, you of course can come up as well. Then we're going to start with dangling pose. So come to a standing position and from there slowly fold over forwards. If you're suffering from high blood pressure, it might be better to keep that spine a little more upright. You can lean on your thighs with your elbows like this, keeping your head a little more up. But if you are totally fine, then it's really nice to relax the upper body and let the head just hang here. The head is the heaviest part of the body and it's pressing into the neck and the spine all the time. It's a nice way to release any tension in the neck. You can grab the elbows or the hands if you like. And slowly start to feel the opening of the back, those large muscles along the spine. It's a very gentle stretch for the lower spine. Loosens the hamstrings. Gentle compressing of the organs in the body. And start to lower your hips down for a squat position. You can keep your hands upright, your spine upright, If the heels do not touch the floor, then you can put some support underneath your heels if you like. If your heels do touch the mat, then just come into this squat. You can also let your head hang again. Maybe resting your hands on the back of your head to enhance the stretch in the neck and the back. And just hang out here for a while. And maybe it helps to sway a little bit from side to side if you start to feel burning sensations in the shins. Try to lift up those arches of the feet. It can also be very good for flat feet, this pose. And release on every exhale. hands, then roll yourself carefully down on your hands and leaning to your hands, maybe making some movement with your feet. Then bend your legs and let's come on our bellies. Maybe you want to use a blanket for the hip bones, pubic bone. And then pull in that left knee. So the knee is in line with the left hip. The left ankle can be in line with the left knee as well. Or maybe you want to stretch out that leg a little bit more. Target area is the lower back and the opening of the left hip. If you do not feel that much, you can come on your hands and let the tips of the fingers then point to the sides, called seal. Or if it is too much, then you come on the elbows. And maybe that is too much as well. That's very much possible. Then you lower your chest down. You can turn your head to the right, the opposite direction of the bended leg, and you have an extra stretch in the neck. Or if that is causing discomfort in the neck, you can turn your head to the other sides. And just a pose to your body, making sure that you feel those target areas and adjusting the pose in any way you want as soon as you are targeting those areas. Be very, very gentle, very friendly. You do not have to go to your max to benefit from this pose. Maybe backing off is even better. And let gravity and time do the work for you. The shape of the body. And slowly release your head, your chest on the mat, and drag that left leg next to you. Take a moment here. Just let the discomfort be there for a couple of seconds if you feel any discomfort. And then let's move to the other side. When you are ready, take your time. Pulling in that right knee, bringing it in line with the right hip, and then pushing that right hip a little more to the side to open up the right hip now. And creating a little compression in the lower back if that's okay for your back. Because if not, then lower your chest down. Let your head rest somewhere on the mat. Turning your head either to the opposite direction of the right leg or to the same, depending on what is okay for your neck. And of course, if it is not doing that much for you, you can choose seal pose, which is on your hands. And really allow your torso to hang into the shoulders. Observe what is going on inside of you. Breathing into the right hip, breathing into the lower back. If it is fear that you experience here in the lower back, then cultivate trust. I'm gonna be fine. Take a deep in breath. As you exhale, release your chest, your head to the mat if it's not there already. Taking that right leg back in next to the left. Take your time and do it slow. And put your hands underneath your shoulders and push yourself up to tabletop. And here, do a little cat-cow, rounding the spine as you inhale. Exhale, release the belly, the chest down. Inhale, rounding the spine. Exhale, release. Inhale, another rounding. Exhale, lower the sitting bones down towards the heels for child pose. Feel the opening, the softening of the lower back. How this part has been compressed in the previous pose. Breathe some space into it now. From here, come back on your back. Roll yourself down. And plant your hands on your hips because this is where they are going to stay. And then from there, walk your legs as much to the right as possible. And remember that the hips are not moving. And reach your arms overhead and grab that left wrist, and now pull your torso as much to the right as well. So the body's going to look like a half moon shape. Feel if this is okay. If you do not feel that much, you can cross one leg over the other. If it is too much, walk your legs a little more back. The shoulders are both on the mats. Relax your arms. You can keep that grip with your hands, or maybe it's better to release that. If you start to feel tingling sensations or dull sensations or those electrical feelings in the arms, then adjust the situation, the pose that you are in with your arms, and take them a little more into the body. You don't want to compress a nerve. Feel that side bend of the spine. The entire side stretch of the body, which you feel from the outer edge of the left foot, the ankle, the shin, the knee, side of the thigh, the hip. Feel the space between the hip and the lower ribs. Feel the stretch of the muscles on the ribs, the shoulder, the left arm. And it's time to walk your legs carefully back and dragging your arms back alongside your body. Having a moment here in neutral, noticing what's going on inside of you again. Before we go to the other side, remember that your hips stay in place and just walking your legs as much to the left as you can, maybe crossing one leg over the other. And then reach your arms overhead and grab that right wrist and pull the torso as much to the left as you can. As long as it feels okay, that you're not pushing yourself to the max. And just release here. Just letting the shape of the body, gravity and time do the work for you. And what is it that you feel right now? Where does it begin? And where does it end? Feel where your head naturally wants to go. No need to keep anything together. Take a deep in breath. And carefully help your body back to neutral. Take your time. Releasing all the stress for a moment. Feeling the immediate healing response of your body. And when you are ready, bend your legs. Maybe you feel like pulling in your knees and swaying a little from side to side, or anything the body craves for. Help yourself up to seated. Then keep your legs bent and leaning on your hands again, lifting up the chest. Take a deep breath in, maybe carefully dropping the head a little bit back. Now drop your knees to the right, and the left, and the right. And let them stay there. And then twist your spine so you are facing the front of the mat. I'm going to do a spinal twist. So maybe you need to stay on your hands, or maybe you can lower yourself down on your elbows. If it is too much, this twist, then you can bring the legs on top of each other. Feel if you can support your body, your torso. Maybe just with the forearms, or maybe you have a bolster nearby or some cushions. And the more you can surrender and support yourself, the deeper the stretch will go to the spine. Do whatever feels okay with your legs, as long as you are able to relax the torso, allowing that twist to go deeper and deeper into your body, targeting all the tissues that are wrapped around the spine. It's time to help yourself out of this position. And you can take your time. No need to follow my instructions if you feel like doing something else. When you are fine, then again, open up the chest, leaning on your hands. Take a deep in-breath. Maybe swaying the knees again from one side to the other. And then twist again. Pull in the navel, take a deep in-breath. And feel if this is okay, if the twisting of the back is fine for you. If the legs are okay like this, or maybe you want to bring the legs on top of each other. Maybe you feel that you can lower the torso down, coming on the elbows, the forearms. Or if you have a bolster, then it can be really nice to relax your torso over the bolster. And once you are settled in your pose, the only thing you have to do is just stay, becoming really still. Noticing how the body is breathing. Feel that inhale. And help yourself out of this pose. Coming into your final pose, Shavasana. And especially when the lower back is sensitive, maybe even painful, you want to put some support underneath your thighs. It can be anything. It can be books, cushions, blocks, rolled up blankets. And then feel your spine, feel your back. And really sink into the mat on every exhale. Surrender to anything that is now here in this moment. Letting go of any identification you might have with this body. Only this breath. Only this moment. Only this lying here. And slowly return back to this place. Feel what is good for your body. You can stretch it all out or pulling your legs and swing them a little from side to side or making circles to massage your back. And then turn on the side of the body. Having another moment here. Feel the body being totally relaxed. And the breath is calm. And your mind is at ease. Come to a seated position. And close your eyes. Feeling the effect of the practice. And on the next in-breath, sweep the arms sideways up until the palms touch. As you exhale, touch your forehead, your heart, your belly. Namaste. Thank you for practicing.